How far can a game go to make you feel like it's real? At least on some level. To make you feel like it may not be a real place in physical space, but that doesn't necessarily make it any less real altogether. This is the main idea that Neon Serpent tries to push in its game, Ultra World.
Let's see here. Ooh. Oh my.
Released on Steam for $14.99, Ultra World asks many questions of its players. Questions that you may not know the answers to. Questions such as what is truth, what is purpose, and what is real. These are questions that humanity has struggled with throughout history and no one can really answer. But these are the questions that Ultra World asks you anyway. What is Ultra World? Well, it's a computer program. The game takes little time to outright tell you that it's a game, that it's a program, that it's not necessarily real, but then asks you what real is. Ultra World is a digital world built by Ultra. Ultra not only is very uncreative when it comes to naming things, but is also a self-aware and highly intelligent AI, who is struggling with these questions he poses to you as much as you may be. Asking for your help, Ultra takes you on a tour throughout the beautiful environments of Ultra World, trying to convince you that it's just as real as anything else. It's an interesting premise for a game, that's for sure, but I feel that it may lay things on a little bit too thick. I don't care how much you try, you're not going to convince me that Ultra is a real self-aware AI that created Ultra World. It's just not going to happen. Ultra World is a game just like any other, even if it asks more thoughtful questions of its players than others may. But that's one of the problems with Ultra World. It asks its players a lot of questions, but doesn't really give them any great way to answer until the end of the game. Granted that you're interested enough in Ultra World to play that far. Like I said before, Ultra World is like a tour. You can walk around and look at its minimalist but still detailed environments, but you still have to go to the areas Ultra wants you to go to. While you can do these in any order you decide, each area is a small representational slice of Ultra World, and you can't really just go anywhere that you want to and explore whatever you want to. Both the visuals and the audio are interesting and relaxing. Ultra himself even refers to Ultra World as a vacation spot, which makes it even more annoying that you just can't freely explore the place. Ultra World is also a game that's definitely not for everybody. While there may be questions and quote-unquote puzzles to solve, it's nothing like Portal or Antichamber. Ultra World is much more of a game like Proteus or Dear Esther, just with a bit more of a goal than wandering around aimlessly till you get bored or go elsewhere. I feel that this is a bit of a missed opportunity, since Neon Serpent did a great job in creating the world of Ultra World. It's a beautiful place. The strange architecture, the weird trees and plants, everything is represented with wonder and awe as you wander around each area. There's a great use of both lighting and particle effects to make everything feel alive, even though there aren't any animals or anything wandering around the world. That is where I feel that Ultra World fails a bit. While it does look great and has some great music to match, Ultra World feels very empty. It doesn't feel dead, as it still consists of warm colors and a few moving parts, but nothing besides you and Ultra really inhabit the land. Well, that's not technically true. There is one more thing that exists in Ultra World. This thing acts as your everything's not perfect character and attempts to fill you in on some backstory, but you have to find it before it will tell you anything. Each area of the game has a hidden skull shape that upon finding you'll be filled in on a bit of a story that may or may not actually be true. The character straight up tells you that its story is made up, even though it feels like it could easily fit the backstory for the game in general. Overall, Ultra World has some interesting ideas, but it ends up being a bit of a letdown for me. I really like the world that Neon Serpent created for the game, and it's a shame that they decided to do so little with it. The game is about exploration, but you can only explore where you're allowed to. The game is about answering questions, but there's no way to do that while in the game, and I don't see many people trying to do it outside of the game. Ultra World feels a bit cliche in its what is real ideas, and because of this, I don't think too many people will really enjoy Ultra World all that much. Usually this wouldn't be a bad thing, since every game has its own niches and everything has its own audience, but Ultra World almost demands that it should be paid attention to. It mostly demands that you should at least try to answer the questions that it poses for you in any way that you can. Is that worth 15 bucks? I personally don't think so. Maybe 10, but I feel like 15 is a little bit too much for what this game's doing. I mean, it took me about 2 hours to get through the entire game, including finding all of the hidden skull shapes and getting all the backstory. And while the environment was interesting, I can't say that the game was all that interesting as a whole. You can also pick up the soundtrack for $4.24, and I definitely recommend giving it a listen, because it's pretty good. Unfortunately, though, there isn't a bundle to purchase both the game and the soundtrack at the exact same time, so you'll have to purchase each one individually, which will bring the whole price of the entire package up to around $20. Well, that's all I got for you guys today. Please let me know what you think of the game or the video in the comment section. I'm Mega Pieman, and I'll talk to you guys later. Though Tales from the Borderlands keeps these decisions to dialogue choices more than anything else. Both Rhys and Fiona have to juggle how they react to their friends and cohorts as well as to each other.